This eerie image was posted to Reddit 7 months ago by user PHFM, with the caption, "Friends trail cam in North Carolina." And honestly, if I saw this thing lurking near me at night, I'd be seriously freaked out. The first reaction is simple. That doesn't look right. At first glance, it's a large, hairy figure standing upright on two legs. So naturally, the mind jumps to Bigfoot. But is it? Probably not. A more logical explanation would be a black bear. Bears can stand on their hind legs, after all. And if this one was hunched forward, its head could just be out of sight. But even knowing that, something about this image still feels wrong. There's just an uncanny, almost human quality to the way it stands, the way its form blends into the darkness. It's hard to put into words, but it sends a shiver down your spine. So, what do you think? Bear, Bigfoot, werewolf, something else entirely? Let us know in the comments. At the time of this recording, Reddit user ApartOperation329 posted this eerie image 3 months ago with the caption, "Humanoid found on trail cam." They explained, "My friend sent this to our group chat a while back. I don't know why I only just now decided to post it, but I wanted to see if anyone here could identify this thing. We can't tell if it's a person or not. Not sure if this is the right sub for this, but any help is appreciated." Right away, the image feels wrong. The figure is disturbingly thin, almost unnatural looking. But some commenters pointed out that it could just be a severely underweight woman, one who really doesn't look okay. Looking closer, it almost seems like parts of her body are wounded, and there's no denying how frail and malnourished she appears. Some people suggested that the uploader should contact the police in case she needed help. But honestly, I don't know if that would do much good. This image is from 2022. If this really was someone in distress, we can only hope they made it home safely. But something about this picture still lingers. Something that just doesn't sit right. Back in June, a hunter set up a trail camera deep in the woods, hoping to capture footage of wildlife. But what the camera recorded that night was something far stranger. At around 2 a.m., a figure drifts out from the trees. The person, if it is a person, is wearing what looks like a long, flowing dress. They move quickly, glancing back as if being chased. But by who or what? Then, the real horror begins. As the figure disappears from view, something else emerges from the dense thicket. At first, it's just a shadow, a dark shape against the trees. But as it moves closer, the camera picks up something chilling. It's crawling. Long, tangled black hair hangs over its face, and its eyes. They glow, catching the faint light like an animal watching from the darkness. The rest of its face is a blur, twisted and indistinct. But one thing is clear. This thing is not human. This is one of the strangest trail cam mysteries I've encountered. About 1 year ago, Reddit user What Did You Do Ray shared a post asking for help with something eerie happening on his property. His trail camera, set up at a Christmas tree farm in Bedford, Pennsylvania, had been acting weird. He explained that every single night, at exactly 12:05:01 a.m., the camera snapped a picture. Always at the same time. But here's the unsettling part. There was never anything in the photos. No animals, no movement, nothing. Just empty darkness. Then, things got even stranger. Recently, the pictures started showing a faint red glow at the top of the trees. Over time, that glow intensified. One image even captured a bright red light forming a perfect circle around the trees, as if something massive was hovering above. And then came the March 5th photo, by far the most disturbing. In this image, there were two blurry shapes. One floated above a tree, while another hovered just off the road. But the real kicker? This was the only photo in 2 months taken at 12:05:02 a.m., exactly 1 second later than all the others. Trying to investigate, he switched the camera to record video instead of photos. It worked fine throughout the day and night, except at 12:05 a.m. At that exact time, the camera refused to record video, only snapping a single picture, just like before. So what was happening here? Something was hovering above those trees every night, casting that red glow. And whatever it was, it made sure the camera never caught it moving. This next story might not involve a strange creature caught on a trail cam, but honestly, it's just as unsettling. Maybe even more so. A deer cam captured a woman wandering through the woods in the middle of the night. She was barefoot. And she wasn't just passing through, she moved back and forth for hours. The property owner was understandably alarmed when he saw the images. He posted online asking, "Does anyone recognize this girl, woman? She appeared on my trail camera in July at 5 a.m. She was barefoot and appears to be running. She's not in trouble with me. I just want to know who she is, what she was doing, and if she's okay. If you recognize her, please message me." He admitted the whole thing had been bothering him for a month. The woods around his property aren't easy to walk through, even with boots. He was so unsettled that he contacted the police, but they were just as baffled. Some people suggested she might have just been out for a run. But here's the thing. There are no trails nearby. The area where she was running is full of thick, tangled vegetation, the kind that even his dog refuses to go through. No one in their right mind would be wandering around there barefoot, especially alone in the middle of the night. So what was she doing out there? And more importantly, where did she go? This next video comes from a trail cam deep in the Appalachian Mountains. Elizabeth Maynard, 98, shared it, and what she captured is beyond unsettling. Something, or rather two somethings, creep across her property in the dead of night. At first, they're hard to make out. Their movements are low and smooth, bodies pressed to the ground as they crawl on all fours. They slip past the camera and vanish into the darkness. But then, just when you think it's over, they come back. This time, they're walking upright. Their bodies are impossibly thin, their skin smooth and pale, almost like they have no hair at all. Their glowing eyes catch the light, unblinking, as they take tiny, jerky steps, like they're trying to mimic human movement, but don't quite know how. Some say they look like classic aliens. Others believe they could be rakes, skinwalkers, or even wendigos. But whatever they aren't normal. What do you think? A breathtaking, isolated cabin deep in north-central Michigan. It was once a place filled with family, laughter, and the crackle of a warm fire. But over the years, the visits became less frequent. And then, it became something else, something sinister. A couple of years ago, I found myself completely alone in that cabin. It was a brutally cold November night. The snow piled high, muffling every sound. The first thing I did was fire up the wood stove, but even then, the chill refused to leave. With no cell reception, my only options were dusty magazines, old VHS tapes, and the eerie silence of the woods outside. After failing to get the ancient TV to work, I settled in with some soup. Then, I saw it. Through the front window, a figure stood staring in at me. I jumped back, slamming into the dining table. My breath hitched. But when I looked again, nothing. I tried to brush it off. Maybe the snowfall played tricks on my mind. Maybe I was just on edge. I flipped on every light in the cabin. I wasn't eager to see that shadow again. As I sat, my hunting gear scattered around the table, I had the strangest feeling. That creeping sensation, like something was watching me. My eyes darted to the mounted deer head above the entertainment center. And that's when my blood ran cold. It was supposed to be facing the back wall, but now, it was staring right at me. Then, the worst sound I've ever heard, a sickening crack. The head twisted unnaturally, bones popping, and then, the jaw dropped. Teeth scattered across the floor. I screamed, and suddenly, I was awake. A nightmare? I checked the microwave clock. 3 a.m. But the deer mount? It was back in place. I tried to shake the feeling, to focus on my morning hunt. I stoked the fire and went to the sink. Then, a floorboard shrieked above me. I froze. I wanted to run, but I had to look. Slowly, I turned. Nothing. Maybe I was losing it. Maybe it was all in my head. Or maybe it wasn't. I must have dozed off on the couch because I woke up to loud pounding on the door. My stomach flipped. A second knock never came. Instead, I heard my dad's voice. But something felt off. Why was he knocking? The door was unlocked. And where was the sound of his diesel truck? Then, in the mirror by the door, I saw it. A figure crouched in the middle of the room. I nearly stopped breathing. It had the body of a deer, but its skin hung in tattered strips. Its antlers twisted at unnatural angles. And then, that same bone-snapping sound from my nightmare. But this time, I was awake. The creature jerked back and rose onto two legs. I didn't wait. I ran. Grabbing my keys, I tore open the door and sprinted for my truck. Hooves pounded against the ground. I jumped in, hitting the unlock button over and over. The second I was inside, I peeled out of there, never looking back. And I haven't been back since. The place is being sold to some guys from downstate. And honestly, I hope it never goes through. If you ever stumble upon an abandoned cabin in north central Michigan, do yourself a favor. Don't go near it.